And now for some more insight on the case, I'm now joined by local attorney Randy Paragas. Thanks so much for coming in. High-profile case for the state, also getting national attention here, the Aubrey Trail trial. Tell us your impressions of this case overall.
Well, my impressions overall are that this is a necessary thing. Many of the lay people that have talked to me about the case, and I'm sure to many other lawyers, are, why are we even doing this? Why don't we just put this guy away and be done with him? This is a necessary thing for our system, and we have to go through it. And it's a laborious venture for the prosecutor to go through all of that evidence. And certainly it's not good for the family to have to sit there in the front row and see what happened to Ms. Loof in this case. And so my overall impression is that it's a necessary thing, but I do understand that it's a painful thing for a lot of people. And good, bad, or otherwise, it's a necessary thing for Mr. Trail because he is a citizen and he does deserve his day in court. He has made a mockery of that. That's apparent, and it's unfortunate that he's doing that. But he does deserve his day in court, no matter how much he makes a mockery of it.
And he did take the stand in his own defense. Do you think that was a smart choice? We understand that his defense team actually advised against that.
Yes, he's doing it against legal advice, but that doesn't surprise me in a case like this. You obviously have a psychotic narcissist here, and he wanted to take the stand. And if I had to guess early on in this, I would have said, oh, he'll absolutely take the stand. Just because of his personality that I've seen, he needed to have that limelight. And it was evident that he was, his psychosis was so evident in the fact that he was actually smiling while describing the murder. And we didn't even see that in the BTK or any of that. This guy was actually smiling, which was very disturbing and upsetting.
Yeah, there were reports in the courtroom also, his attorneys even reacting to that, because it was disturbing and troubling to see someone react in such a way, given the subject of this case.
Certainly. These are court-appointed attorneys, and the old adage in the law is that you can't pick your client, and they didn't pick their client in this case. And so in order for them to put on a meaningful defense, they needed some modicum of client cooperation in this case. And it seems to me that not only did they not get that modicum of cooperation, they also were surprised many times during the trial by the action. Certainly the suicide attempt and that sort of thing surprised them. And it makes it almost impossible to give Mr. Trail a good defense in this case that would amount to anything of any substance.
This is a potential death penalty case. How do you think that weighs on the minds of jurors when they get this case?
Well, that's a problem that you have in all capital cases like this, is that the jury is instructed not to let their personal biases, be a part of this. And of course, that's one of those topics. The death penalty is one of those topics that it's so difficult to put aside your personal beliefs on an issue and perform your function as a juror, which is to be an impartial trier of the fact. And I think that it would be really difficult in this case, especially because of the antics and the mockery that Mr. Trail has engaged in. I think that even the most patient of jurors would be outraged by his actions in this case. But again, in answer to your question, it goes back to that how you feel about the death penalty at the end of the day.
And we'll see how all this unfolds. Randy Paragas, thank you so much for coming in.